The content for tonight's episode is by Institute for Responsible Technology, and it was published in 2009. They provide a link at www.opposingviews.com. Now, there's two reasons why I'm doing this particular episode on this particular topic. It's because I don't know if you're like me. I would assume, maybe it's wrong of me to assume, that we're hearing a lot about our food. And a lot of people, bloggers and content creators, are talking about and bringing attention that just the public in general, regular day consumers, need to be more conscious of what is happening with their food. Not so much how expensive, just how expensive it is, but actually what is in our food or what our food is made of, if you will, and telling people and urging them to check their labels. I can remember a time of looking at certain things in which they would say whether they were genetically modified GMO or that it was made by a genetically modified, product. This is made genetically modified. It would tell you. Now, it seems like everything, literally, that you actually take time and look at the label. All of it is. To me, all of it is. It's like it jumped while I was not paying attention, and I guess the fault falls on me. I wasn't paying attention that everything in my home has genetically modified on it. It's not certain things. When I actually did look on the back, it would be like certain things would be, and then I would stop buying it or not buying it as much. But now, when I actually snapped out of the fog, I guess I was in, I realized that everything in my home, more or less, that I buy from the store actually is genetically modified. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat as me, but that is what it is. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, of course, you start to wonder. So, I think with this is that there are a lot of layers to this, is that trying to buy food that you can afford, trying to find food, okay, because like I've spoken before, if you live in the neighborhoods, in urban areas, they are turning all of them into food deserts. Okay, so it goes beyond it. You're battling what you can afford and actually where you can find food. So it's where you can find food and actually finding food that you can actually afford. And the sad fact of it is that the things that you can find and the ones that you can afford are genetically modified foods. It's not my opinion. It is what it is. Okay, you turn even things you would never think were genetically modified or would even be in that category. Surprise, surprise, if you flip that bad brother over, it's going to say genetically modified. That's what it is. Okay, so with that being said, let's read the article. Okay, so it says Los Angeles. This week, the American Academy of Environmental Medicine, AAEM, called on physicians to educate their patients, the medical community, and the public to avoid genetically modified foods. Now, this was, of course, like I said, 2009, and we're in 2023. Okay. They want you to avoid them when possible and provide educational materials concerning GM foods and health risk. They called for a moratorium on GM foods, long-term independent studies, and labeling. Now, I don't know, other than growing your own food and not consuming anything from the stores, is maybe the only way to do it. But then I think even then, there's some other factors going on too, because we just read some content about the ozone layer. And the ozone layer inhibits anything that you are growing outside. I don't want to sound depressing and I don't want to sound, all gloom and doom, but I do want to be realistic, okay? You can either